my work with inner city youth and some tough guys has indicated to me that they are disconnected from psychical feelings and spiritual feelings. The thing that I've also found is that black people or black youth that I have been dealing with cannot in any way relate to psychical feelings. You cannot come to them with psychical feelings, but you can begin to establish a relationship with them through spiritual feelings. However, you have to prove yourself that that's who you are before they will accept you, and that takes a long time. As a result, my purpose in life is to contribute to three things. One is to bring back the philosophy of ancient Africa to young people, young black people. Second is to give black people back their history, their stolen history. And I believe that the stealing of this history is one of the main things that has helped to get struggling youth off track and stay off track. And this came about as a result of the brainwashing that they had during slavery. The third thing is to assist in communication. Now, I have no prejudice. I think it's a ridiculous concept for anybody to think that they're better than anybody. I mean, I just can't conceive of that. And so I work with anybody that needs help. I mean, that's what I do as a physician. My first book, Matthew, can you get the book on dwarfs over there? Just bring all of them. My first book was on dwarfisms. And there was a miscommunication between physicians and dwarfs. Physicians thought that they should operate on dwarfs and make them in their own image, make them in the physician's image. And that doesn't work because these people are different. And you just can't use your standards on somebody else and expect them to work, because there are different values, and in the case of dwarfs, there's different tissue that you're dealing with. So this book I'm very proud of. It changed the world literature, and as a result, operations all over the world have been based upon what has come out of this particular book. There are miscommunications between physicians and attorneys. And to help, Matthew, there's some more. And to help overcome some of the differences, I wrote a medical legal dictionary. There's not another one in the world. But this talks about the stories of words that physicians and attorneys use in common and the different meanings that they have. Now this one should have particular interest to all of you here, because this is largely done by Elizabeth Vial, professor here at Cal State. I wrote a 30-page book, and she took that 30 pages and made 200 and some pages. and it just came out, 250 pages. And this is about preparing to prepare. And it's fundamental things that all children need to learn before they get ready to go to school. Things like self-love and good health and that sort of thing. It's a teacher's guide, and I think that she did a wonderful job. She also inspired me to write a book entitled I Am Somebody, and this has been written in Chinese by Joanna Zhao, and the thing that I'm most proud of is the cartoons in here are mine. So I am an internationally published cartoonist. That feels very good. This book, Echoes of Ancient African Values, this is my baby. And I've spent so much time on this book because I could find no information of substance that I needed, and it was a marathon to try to pull all of this information together. I could not have done it had I not been in medicine and been a medical detective, and that's entirely different from being a scholar. You have to dig and piece together things, so it will be coming out maybe in a couple of months, and it's twice the size, by the way. This one is on rising above poverty, and applies to anybody in the inner city. What are just some of the fundamentals that you need to rise above poverty? And I had first-hand experience of this because I grew up in the Depression, and we just didn't have any money. My mother made 50 cents a day, and she was a master at maneuvering us out of poverty. We didn't think we were poor. We never thought we were poor, but we didn't have any money. Here's another one on common sense. And this is a book on African American history. I named it after my dad because he was the one that got me started on this. This is a book that I'm now working on. It's becoming a champion somebody. And incidentally, I got an email from, I think, Taiwan asking me for this book. And incidentally, if any of you want to follow up on my works, you can do it through jadlifeskills.com, jadlifeskills.com. And then this is another one on handling bad emotions. It's bad emotions from anybody who has bad emotions. So another book is on good character, and again, this is for anybody. I mean, it's not just Black Americans, as none of these books are. It's for everybody. I have focused on Black Americans in general because I understand that they have more problems than anybody else, and it's because of having been brainwashed in slavery, and then these things culturally transmitted. They don't have the same problems. You can't put them at the starting gate and expect them to run the same race because they have other problems. And until you understand them about struggling Black Americans, you will continue to have doubts about what they can do and who they are. But usually these kids are brilliant, and I've been very impressed at the intelligence. And the reason I think they're so intelligent is because they have to use both sides of their brain in order to function. I appreciate all of you being here today, and I've never felt so wonderful as I do now. And I appreciate the work that you're doing and helping to create and enhance and maintain harmony. And I'm very happy to be able to make a contribution that makes your life a little bit easier. Thank you.